Hey out there in slot car land, how's everybody doing this fine Monday morning? Sorry this is coming to you a bit late. I struggled with trying to find out what to do this week, and but I figured it out, so we're gonna do that. But it was a busy weekend. My father-in-law's birthday was Saturday, so we had that, and we had dinner and all kinds of stuff then. And then yesterday we had church, and we had football, and then we went to the pumpkin patch yesterday afternoon to get our pumpkins for Halloween. And on top of doing 3 diecast videos and just trying to get that all condensed and put up and all that stuff. So, and I'm off this week, so I figured I'd just do the slot car video today and get it up today for you guys and all that stuff. I've come to a couple decisions on the slot car channel. It's not going anywhere. Don't worry about that. Everything's fine. Everything's copacetic. I'm just right now struggling to find stuff to do because money's tight. Doing diecast is easy because I'm buying dollar cars. Slot cars are expensive, and it's hard to keep buying stuff and keep money. And with Christmas coming and all that kind of stuff, it's just been really hard to get stuff together to do episodes and that kind of stuff. I've got some great stuff planned for next year when we get our income tax return and some stuff I'm going to buy. We're going to be doing a couple of projects that are going to take quite a while to do. So that's going to take up quite a few episodes in between bi-weekly featured cars. So we're going to be covered there for the first half of next year. So that's great. So got some really cool ideas and some really cool things coming. So I just got to get the money to be able to get them, and I won't be able to do that until income tax time, until February. So the decision I've made is I'm not going to do anything on the slot car channel, and I may not even do anything on the diecast channel for the month of October, for the month of December. So the whole month of December, I'm taking off from the slot car channel and possibly the diecast channel. I'm not sure on that yet. Those videos are a little easier to do, and it's a little easier to come with stuff with all the cars I have and everything. So, but we're definitely going to take the month of December off to enjoy it with the family and everything from the slot car channel. So, or from the diecast, yeah, from the slot car channel. So what that means is there'll be 2 more after this video. There'll be 2 more bi-weekly feature cars and 2 more main episodes, and then we're going to take the month off of December, and then we'll be back on the 6th of January, and probably start a paint project, because the last episode I'm going to do, I believe, will be a bi-weekly feature car. So when we come back in January, after the end of November, we'll probably start a paint project or something. I'll think of something. There's a couple of paint projects I really want to do anyways. So we'll probably dive into that and get another paint project going or something like that. So that's the news. We're not going anywhere. I'm just taking... Oop, there goes my phone. I'm just taking the month of December off to recoup, to enjoy the holiday, and to get some money together so we can get some more stuff for the channel. It's really hard to do slot car stuff, especially new stuff, because things are so expensive with slot cars. So... don't worry, I'm not shutting the channel down. Channel's going great. I'm still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're now at 971. So we'll probably get there after the first of the year, and we'll do a 1,000 subscriber giveaway or something. I've got a couple of cars that are slated for giveaway, and maybe it'll happen after income tax time, so I can buy a couple other things, and we can throw some other stuff in there and some parts and pieces and whatnot. So be on the lookout for that. So just wanted to get that out there. I've been struggling with ideas for the slot car channel. So, and not really ideas. I've got ideas. It's just that I don't have the money to back the ideas. So, we'll take the month of December off like we did during the first December I was on the channel. Take it off, recoup, get some ideas to spend time with the family, enjoy the Christmas holiday, and then we'll be back in January going strong. So, 5 more episodes, and then we're going to take a month off, and then we'll be back in January. So, that's all of that. So today I thought we would take a look at, this will be a sister companion video to the Magna-Traction X-Traction video I did. I thought we would take a look at the specialty chassis, Magna-Traction, non-Magna-Traction, against the Auto World 4-gear chassis, or they're essentially specialty chassis. So as you guys know, the ones I'm talking about are these ones here. This is one of my drag ones that I have. The Jim Dunn Tappet, what is this? Fire Brewery. Oh yeah, Tappet Brewery car. So basically they're pretty much the same in length. I need a screwdriver. They're pretty much the same in length and build and setup and all of that. But there is a few differences. Oh, I got attached to the chassis. Oh, we need to take this out anyways. So we'll go over some of the differences and we'll take a look at some other things. There it is, right there. Okay. So we'll go with this one because this is a funny car chassis, so this is a long one. So as you can see, wheelbase wise, there is a slight difference. This one is in the front hole. Yeah. So one of the things difference about the new Auto World 4 Gear is you have 3 different holes for the front axle on the front of this chassis. Where on the old Magna Traction and the old, well, that's interesting. The old non-mag chassis has 3 holes for the front wheel. So that is very interesting. Oh, wait, no. Oh, it does. Okay, so they both do. All right. That one's just set back to the middle hole. Okay, so that is the same. They all have 3 holes in the front for your front wheel. Of course, the biggest thing about the Auto World one is you've got the tabs like you've got on the old Magna Traction chassis. So they go on the same way as the old Magna Traction cars, where the original Aurora chassis were all screw post chassis cars. So you had to have a post and a screw to attach the body to the chassis. I don't know why originally they didn't think of this, because they did this on the Magna Traction chassis and the non-mag chassis. I don't know why they didn't think about doing that with this. Other than maybe they wanted to be actual width, and they wanted the bodies to be more realistic, like the van chassis here. As you can see how much space you've got between the chassis and the body there, whereas in the it's probably about the same width there for the funny car. But I think if you look at the van body here, it's a lot closer to the chassis than what this van is. So I think they wanted to be able to use a post to make the bodies more what's the word I'm looking for? More proportional, so they look more real, more like a real van. And the other thing is, a lot of the bodies on these are really wide cars. The old Pontiac, the white Ghost, the Rolls-Royce Ghost. As you can see, the thing, it's pretty tight on there. It's got not a lot of room between the body there, but some of the other ones are very, very wide. So some of the other things about them are pretty much the same. Your gear setup is pretty much the same. They're both held on with a screw on the bottom, where for some reason Elijah's non-mag chassis doesn't have a screw holding the plate in. And as you can see, we have swapped the shoes on this car. This actually has an original set of Magna Traction pickup shoes, completely flat. The reason why we did that was because the steps wouldn't work on the slot track. So with the hairpin, so we swapped it over to a completely flat set of old Magna Traction shoes, which tells you right there that you can go with older shoes on these cars. If you need to change them, you can also, like what Elijah did, as you can see, he took the traction magnet out of his chassis. So this one acts more like the old Magna Traction chassis. Whereas my funny car, I haven't messed with this much, so it still has the traction magnets in it. As you can see, this has 2, unlike the Ultra G, which only has 1. I don't know why they did this on this. The only reason why I think they could do this on this is because of the wheel back here. There's enough room on both sides to be able to stick those traction magnets in there. So, but let's get down to the nitty-gritty tacks and tracks here. Let's bring the camera down here, and we'll take a look at some of the compatibility here. Let's take this out. You guys know this is a really short, kind of short screw there. So we'll do some comparisons. I know your magnets, the magnets will switch. Oop, this has got a Phillips head on it. Come here. I get the screwdriver out, I'll be alright. So we'll take that out. So as you can see, these just lift straight out. There's your auto world. Here is your Aurora. Put the magnet back in there. Now as you can see, see if this will fit. I've never tried this before, so hopefully that's gonna fall down in there. There we go. So see, as you can see, your plate, your motor plate, and everything will go from one to the other. Unlike your Ultra G cars, they can go from one to the other. Your motor magnets can go from one to the other. Come here. This motor brush is being a pain in the butt. There we go. Yep, there you go. So see, your motor plates will go from one to the other, so you can mix and match your originals with your old ones. So if you have like an older Magnetraction chassis that doesn't have a motor or anything in it, if you could come across the Auto World motor plates and everything, you can just build up your thing that way too. So they're all interchangeable. The only thing I've noticed on the Auto Worlds, the motor brush, the little dot that's on the bottom of them, is a lot smaller than the dot that's on the bottom of the on the newer ones, on the Auto World ones. So it's a little bit of difference there. I also think the motor brushes on the Auto Worlds are not quite up to standard with the older motor brushes. So if you want to swap those out, would probably be a good idea performance-wise. On your Auto World car, especially if you're doing some drag racing, would be a good idea. Get you some more performance, if that's legal within your... Why? One time it's sticking to one side, next time it's sticking to the other. I hate motor brushes, I really do. They're such a pain in the ass. See, that's just wanting to stick. I've also kind of noticed that these motor brushes are a little softer than the older ones, or the replacement ones. There we go. So that's a little bit of an issue. Yeah. So that might be something else you might want to change. So these are a lot more compatible between the two of them than the than the Ultra G Magna Traction style and the old Magna Tractions to the Ultra Gs. These are a little more compatible between the non-mag, or between the Four Gears and the older specialty chassis Magna Traction and non-mag cars. Of course, as Auto World doesn't make a non-mag, but they're pretty close to the same. Parts, they're pretty pretty much interchangeable. And on the racetrack, their performance, of course, you got the traction magnets here, so you got a little more traction on the track with the older Auto World, or with the newer Auto World, than you do with the old Magna Traction car. The old Magna Traction specialty chassis handles a lot like a Magna Traction car. It's just longer. And then if you've got the lower body, like this old Pontiac Grand Am funny car style body, the older cars handle really good because you get that really right down low, and it runs really good. The vans, of course, you know, you're a little top heavy. This van's a smoker because this thing's a lot sits a lot lower on the chassis than the older van does. But this thing handles great on the track too. Elijah really loves taking that around the racetrack and kicking it and having some fun with it. So that's the differences. They're pretty close. A lot of interchangeable parts. You can put the older bodies on these. They do have the holes on the bottom of the chassis to put the posts on it. So if you wanted to put an older chassis on your newer Auto World, you can. These will fit. So if you like get a body off of eBay or something, they will fit. You just gotta, make sure you've got the front wheel set to the right hole that you need for the body, because it depends. Like the van body, the holes you're using the middle hole. With this one, with the Pontiac, the wheel is up there in the very first hole, so it's pretty long, and the thing actually uses the back hole. So we have 3 bodies here that all use the different front wheel hole on the chassis. So you just got to make sure that's all worked out, and you're good to go. So I'm not going to do any work on the track. We're not going to show any performance on the track. That's just, I wanted to try to do the dyno, but I forgot these things don't work on a dyno. The dyno's not long enough. It's only for a standard chassis. So, but they do have pretty close performance. If you get them set up right, if you have a hairpin, you will probably have to change from the short step shoes to a completely flat old Magna Traction style shoe. If you're running a hairpin, the steps just not long enough. Once that car gets sideways in the hairpin on the inside lane, it loses contact. So you need a completely flat shoe, and you got to have them set up completely flat as well for it to pick up the current going around the corner. So, but just work with it. Just keep bending the shoe, keep working, adjusting your shoes, and you'll eventually get it. So it'll eventually work great on it. If you don't have a hairpin, then it's pretty much fine. You don't really have to worry about it. It goes through 6-inch corners with no problem. Both of them do. So that's the smallest you can get before the hairpin. So you're perfectly fine there. So great chassis. For me, I prefer the older Magna Traction chassis, just for the quality of the chassis. The quality of the plastic is a lot better. The quality of the components, your motor brushes, your motor brush springs. The magnets on the Auto World cars are stronger magnets, but I still prefer the old style car. I'm not a huge Auto World fan. I do love the funny car bodies, though. These funny car bodies are really sweet. The older ones, too, are really cool. I've been thinking about collecting a couple of them that are really, really cool. The older Cudas and whatnot, which are really cool. But I'm not a huge fan of running them. They're just... I'm probably gonna be running some because Stan's working on a drag strip, so I'll be using this a little more and working on some tunes on it. And when I get around to that, when he gets that track up and running, and we get around to that, we'll be doing some tunes and stuff on that for that. So, but outside of it, I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to those. I really love the older Aurora specialty chassis 4 gears than I do the new Auto World stuff. So that's my take on it. That's your components and everything that interchange, and they're pretty cool cars. You can just swap almost everything on them, so which makes them kind of cool. You can take your upgrade, your like if you want to use this body on here, you'll have to probably put a post. You'll have to glue a post in there, but it'll work. You just got to have a little bit of truants and put a post in it. So that's this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm sorry it's late. And I'm sorry I'm struggling for not ideas. I'm just struggling right now money-wise to keep the channel going. I did make $200, but that money had to go for bills. So my YouTube money got spent on other things other than the channel. So I didn't get to use that $200 for parts and pieces and whatnot. So that kind of hurt. And we've got some good stuff planned. Me and Elijah has going to have a little more with the couple of the things we're going to be doing after the first of the year. So he's going to help out with that, and we're going to be doing some really cool stuff. You guys are going to want to check it out. So after the first of the year, some things are going to be rocking. I got a couple of builds we want to do, chassis builds I want to do. We got a full-on huge build that we're going to do. I'm not going to reveal what it is, but I think you guys will really enjoy that. That's one that Elijah's going to be part of. And I still want to buy some more chassis to do reviews. And to add to the What's Your Chassis pages on the group page. Thank you to everybody on that page. It's up over 1,400 members now. So, and some really cool stuff being posted. So, that's really cool as well. So, we'll keep going. We're probably going to... I've had some requests for another die-cast Hot Wheel body swap, and I've seen a few on Facebook that we may be doing, so that might be something we do next month in November, or I might wait until after the first of the year for that. So I hope you guys have a great week. Keep the wheels on the downside. Keep racing slot cars. I love you guys, and we'll be back next week with the bi-weekly featured car. I think it's mine. If not, it'll be Elijah's, but I do believe it's mine, so I'll pick a car and we'll do it. And that'll be it. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. There'll be a little notation up here on this side. I'll pick another video to throw up on that side for you guys to watch. And if you're diecast fans, go check out Diecast Insanity. That's our diecast YouTube channel. And I'm also going to be starting a group on Facebook for that channel as well. So we'll have two, one for Slot Car Crazy and one for Diecast Insanity. So go check those out, and I'll see you guys next Saturday with the bi-weekly featured car. Check you later. Bye.